Spirituality and religion are often seen as separate things, yet they are deeply intertwined. Spirituality is about connecting with something bigger than ourselves. It is a search for meaning and purpose. This search can be personal and inward-looking. Religion, on the other hand, provides a structured framework for this search. It offers rituals, beliefs, and a community of shared faith. Religion gives form to spiritual impulses. It provides a language for the ineffable. Think of rituals like prayer or pilgrimage. These practices can be seen as outward expressions of inner spiritual yearnings. The longing for connection, for transcendence, is at the heart of both. This core might be expressed differently across various faiths. However, the underlying human need to connect with the sacred remains constant. Spirituality is often seen as a personal journey, while religion is viewed as a communal experience. We're going to explore the common ground between these two seemingly different yet fundamentally connected aspects of human experience. Meditation is often associated with Eastern religions like Buddhism and Hinduism, yet contemplative practices exist in almost every religious tradition. Christian monasticism, for example, has a long history of contemplative prayer. This involves stilling the mind to hear the voice of God. Islamic Sufism also uses meditation techniques like dhikr. This involves the repetition of sacred words or phrases. The goal is to achieve a state of spiritual ecstasy and closeness to Allah. Across different religions, meditation serves as a tool for inner transformation. It allows individuals to quiet the mind and connect with a deeper sense of self. This pursuit of inner peace and understanding is a universal human desire. It transcends cultural and religious boundaries. Fasting is a practice found across many religions. Muslims observe Ramadan, fasting from dawn till dusk. Christians have Lent, a period of reflection and abstinence. Jewish people observe Yom Kippur, marked by fasting and prayer. These practices emphasize self-discipline and spiritual cleansing. Fasting helps individuals focus on their inner lives. They can be as simple as lighting a candle or as elaborate as a pilgrimage to a sacred site. Across the world, religions share strikingly similar narratives. Creation myths, for example, attempt to explain the origin of the universe and humanity's place within it. The Judeo-Christian creation story in Genesis is one well-known example. It describes God creating the world in 7 days, culminating in the creation of Adam and Eve. Indigenous cultures have their own creation stories, often deeply connected to the natural world. The Aboriginal Australian story of the rainbow serpent who created the land and its creatures is one such example. These stories, though different in their details, share common themes. They speak to the human need to understand our place in the cosmos. They reflect a desire to find meaning and order in a seemingly chaotic world. The search for origins is a universal human quest. It transcends cultural and religious boundaries, uniting us in our shared sense of wonder and mystery. The Golden Rule, often phrased as "do unto others as you would have them do unto you," is another example of moral convergence across religions. This ethical principle appears in various forms in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and other traditions. In Christianity, it is found in the teachings of Jesus. In Judaism, it is expressed in the words of Rabbi Hillel. In Islam, it is reflected in the Hadith, a collection of the Prophet Muhammad's sayings. It transcends cultural and religious boundaries, offering a simple yet profound guide for ethical behavior. This moral principle emphasizes empathy and reciprocity. It calls on individuals to treat others with the same kindness and respect that they would hope to receive themselves. Compassion and nonviolence are central tenets in many religions. Buddhism in particular emphasizes these virtues. The Buddha taught that all beings are interconnected and that harming others ultimately harms oneself. He advocated for a path of loving kindness and non-harming. Christianity too stresses love and forgiveness. Jesus taught his followers to love their enemies and to turn the other cheek when faced with aggression. The principle of non-violence is also central to Hinduism and Jainism. Mahatma Gandhi, a prominent figure in the Indian independence movement, drew inspiration from these traditions in his philosophy of non-violent resistance. These examples demonstrate that while religions may differ in their doctrines and practices, they often converge on shared ethical values. Compassion, empathy, and non-violence are seen as essential virtues in many faith traditions. These shared values point to a common moral ground that transcends religious boundaries. In the modern world, there's a growing trend towards spirituality as distinct from religion. Many people are disillusioned with organized religion. They find its doctrines rigid or its practices outdated. Instead, they seek meaning and purpose through personal exploration. This might involve practices like meditation, yoga, or connecting with nature. This shift reflects a desire for a more individualized approach to the spiritual quest. People want to define their own beliefs and practices, free from institutional constraints. This rise of spirituality can be seen as a reaction against the perceived limitations of organized religion. However, it is important to remember that religion and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. In fact, many of the practices embraced by the spiritual but not religious have roots in ancient religious traditions. While differences between religions are real and sometimes divisive, focusing solely on these differences obscures a fundamental truth. At their core, most religions share a common goal: to connect with the sacred, find meaning, and live a more fulfilling life. Recognizing these shared aspirations can help bridge divides and foster understanding. Interfaith dialogue, for example, allows people of different faiths to engage in respectful conversation about their beliefs and practices. It allows for the sharing of common ground and the exploration of differences in a safe and constructive environment. Engaging with the arts can also be a powerful way to bridge the gap between religions. Music, literature, and visual arts often transcend religious boundaries, expressing universal themes of love, loss, hope, and the search for meaning. Experiencing these art forms through the lens of different faiths can broaden perspectives and foster appreciation for the richness and diversity of human spiritual expression. Spirituality and religion are not opposing forces. They are two sides of the same coin. Spirituality in its essence is the search for meaning and connection. Religion provides a structured framework for this search, offering rituals, beliefs, and a community of shared faith. While the expression of spirituality may vary across cultures and traditions, the underlying human longing remains the same. We all seek to understand our place in the cosmos, to connect with something larger than ourselves, and to live a life of purpose and meaning. Recognizing the shared practices, narratives, and moral values across different religions can help us appreciate the fundamental unity that lies beneath the surface diversity. It is in this spirit of unity and understanding that we can truly appreciate the richness and complexity of human spiritual expression.